give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen, and we will begin. Just give me a second. So last time what did we do last time? Last time we did stages 1, 2, 3, and 4. This time we're going to be doing stage 5, 6, and extra. Or try to, anyways. Give me just a second. I will have everything up. Do let me know if the audio's too loud. Do I need to lower it a little bit? I'll lower it a little bit. That should be good. So, Stage 5. Stage 5 is where all hell breaks loose. And Stage 5, in general, in each of the games, is usually the worst stage. In terms of the stage itself. For bosses, it varies. It varies. But most of the time, the stage is just awful to deal with. Awful. So, our first stage 5 contender is Sakia. So Sakia, I actually consider Sakia, I like how this basically, it basically is following the order. Sakia is one of the harder ones, I find. Mostly because well, here's the thing. The stage can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Because of how clustered it gets very easily early on. However, if you know the method of dodging, about half the stage you can avoid from the get-go. If you're good at micro-dodging. If you're good at that, even on lunatic difficulty, I believe you can do this. You can just bypass the first half of the stage. And with Sakia, you can bypass her first non-spell card, I believe, by staying above her. It's all at the top. Stay at the top, you'll be able to avoid everything. I don't remember if you can do that with the second half of the stage, so you may have to deal with the second half of the stage. But you know, hey, you can deal with the first half pretty easily. Just don't stay up there the entire time, because you will get killed by something up there. But, other than that, Sakia herself is probably one of the worst Stage 5 bosses I find. If only because she just throws so much garbage everywhere. And I'm not gonna lie, the hitboxes of those knives are bad. They are really, really, really bad. And since you can't actually look at your hitbox, good luck figuring out where the knives are in relation to you. Especially when you know what? I'm gonna go to this one. But yeah, let me see if I can find give me a second. I'm gonna do this real quick. Touhou Wiki. Touhou Wiki. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go to spell cards. Okay, we're here at the spell cards. Let's take a look at the spell cards. So, this is the non-spell card. Actually, I think you could do this with her non-spell card. Maybe not with that non-spell card, but, I forget if you can stay above her. Probably not. The thing with, yeah, you can't really do kind of hard and lunatic because they bounce off of walls. The thing that makes Sakia hard is, aside from all of the garbage, you can see all of the garbage here. This doesn't seem that bad, but she likes to stop time, because that's what Sakia loves to do, is time shenanigans, and that will throw you off so badly, I feel. There are times where I'm trying to dodge something, and then the time stops, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know which way to go now, because there's gonna be something else in front of me. She also likes to do that where she throws bullets. I think they change direction mid-throw. So you'll know which direction things are gonna go until time resumes, so you might just run into a bullet super easily. And these giant knives have terrible hitboxes. Then you get this spell card, which, meh. Like, she just throws some knives, and she teleports, and there's a whole bunch of knives that are homing in on your position, and it's just like, oh my god. It's so easy to get clipped by a random knife. And then it's so easy to just get, you know, trapped. Because it decides to throw more in such a way where you can't dodge all of the stupid knives. Apparently there's a circle of bullets. Yeah, this is where she starts making, like, blue knives become green knives. They just go in random directions, and you gotta deal with all these rice bullets. There's not too many, spell cards, really. Hard Lunatic, I mean, I don't even want to think of Hard Lunatic. I don't want to think of how bad Hard Lunatic is at all. But yeah, this is the one that's really gonna get you, where she throws a bunch of knives. You see the blue one, you see green, and you see red, and they change color after being thrown, so good luck spotting where all these freaking knives are. And she throws them pretty quickly, too. It's not a very long spell card, as you can see. It's not very long, but it's long enough to, you know, cause problems. Just, yup, all these knives, they're everywhere. So yeah, Sakia sucks. And her non-spell card, she only stops time for her spell cards. If I recall, the non-spell cards are kinda all over the place too. I can't recall with her non-spell cards. But yeah, I'm thinking about it, and out of all the Stage 5 bosses, I think she is the worst Stage 5 boss. Now, I say this when, you know, our next contender over here, we have a Yomu. Now, I'm actually going to put Yomu around here. Yomu can be hard. I'm not going to lie, Yomu can be hard. However, unlike Sakia, she does not stop time. She slows time. So you can still move and move precisely through what you need to move. Now, granted, does it make it easy? No. Her stage isn't even that hard. Her stage is easier than Sakia's stage, I think. I think Sakia's stage kinda sucks if you don't seize it. Yomu's isn't really that bad. Honestly, I think Yomu's stage is pretty easy, all things considered. Let us take a look at the Yomu spell cards. Spell card. Spell card. So this is the mid-boss spell card. This is where you're gonna run into the, time slow. I think she just, like, sends out bullets that kind of goes across the screen and slashes. And, you know, cut the big bullets into, these smaller bullets, if I recall. I could be wrong. And it is kind of dense, but since time is slow, you have more than enough time to, get through these bullets. Let me see what it says. Yeah. Yeah, she, like, does, like, a sideways, like, a horizontal slash, like, around, I want to say the core, like, a little bit underneath her, and it will, make a whole bunch of blue arrowheads appear. It looks scary at first, but because there's time slow, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. This is the one I was thinking of. where she cuts the blue bullets and it becomes a whole bunch of red bullets. Same concept. It looks scary at first, but because of the time slow, it's not really that bad. That's the thing. They're guns. They are very guns. But use the time slow. You may not want to be all the way down at the bottom for her spell card. Just go be up where she slashes, because the slash will kill you. This one will give you a whole line of bullets. I don't think it's ever good to be above Yomu. Never be above Yomu if you can help it, because you can't hit her that way. This one's a little bit tricky because the line of bullets kind of go wherever, so you can potentially get trapped very, very easily, if I remember. But overall, this one's not that bad, I think. This one's probably one of the worst ones, though. So go to the top, and she will move in front of wherever you're currently at, and she will do a slash that will make 3 separate line of bullets. One of them's aimed at you, the other 2 are a little bit off the center. Actually, I don't know if she goes directly to where you're at or not. I might be mistaken there. But you always have these 3 sets of... Actually, it might be more than 3 sets of red bullets. No, I think it's only 3 sets of red bullets. Let me look. She vaguely follows, yeah. So you can never go to the bottom of the screen. So, never go to the very bottom because you will die. There is a slash down there. She will be raining the rice. Rice isn't that hard to dodge, really. I think it does have variable speed. And honestly, it's not super hard to dodge the red bullets. But it is easy to get trapped because they do move kind of slowly. So if you're not careful with positioning yourself, you just trap yourself against the wall or in between red bullets and be unable to move. It does kind of suck, because it's unlike the other ones where it's a lot easier to move through. You don't get time stop for this one. There is no time stop for you. So you actually have to react in real time to dodge all of this. You would think that would mean, okay, this must be easier than if you don't need time stop. Not really. I feel like without the time stop mechanic, this one is a lot harder than the other 2. And then you get this final spell card, which is like, you know, she just throws a whole bunch of bullets everywhere. So, I believe she just makes a bunch of bullets, time slows down after they are fired, so you just got a whole bunch of cluster of bullets. I don't know if she actually does a slash or not in this one. This one can be a little tricky, too. If I recall. I think these time slow lasts a small amount of time compared to all the other ones. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong on that. It's been a while since I've done Perfect Cherry Blossom. But overall, compare her to Sakia. Sakia's still worse. Sakia is by far and away the worst of the stage 5 bosses. Like, there's no contest. There is no contest between them. Now we go to the next stage 5 boss, which is a rabbit. And honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I feel like Raisin is pretty easy. Like, compared to Yomu and Sakia, Raisin is like... Honestly, Raisin might be the easiest stage 5 boss. Like, I don't even know where to put her in this list. It's the thing, I don't know where to put her. Her stage isn't even that hard. Like, her stage, I think, is harder than Yomu's, but it's way easier than Sakia. And Raisin herself is way easier than Yomu and Sakia. The thing is, you know what? I think that Marasa is probably harder than Raisin. That's how easy I think Raisin is. Once you figure out how she works, she's not hard at all. She's really not. Next, take a look at her spell cards. So your first spell card is going to be this one. The gimmick with Raisin spell cards is, so shoot bullets, and then they'll become transparent. You can't go through them when they're transparent, and then she'll sift them around. And then, after like a couple seconds or so, they fire off again normally. So you can position yourself within the time frame that they're transparent, and just, oh, for example, this one, I believe you just move up to almost underneath Raisin, I think, and then you slowly move back, and then when it goes transparent, you go back to the same spot, and then do that again and again. Like, it's not a hard spell card at all. It's a very, very simple spell card. Now, for this one looks daunting. But again, you just gotta aim yourself at a spot that's open and then slowly move down. You probably want to aim for a little higher than where Reimu is here when it goes transparent. The hardest part about this spell card is keeping your eyes, is spotting the open spot because of how the bullets will overlap. So the bullets will always go downward. When they become transparent, they go left and right. So I believe the blue bullets will go right and the red will go left, or vice versa. It's one of the other. So when they do that, just go towards like the center of the screen, or a little bit, like say, what the purple ring is, the bottom of the purple ring, here in this screenshot. Again, when it stops being transparent, you just move down slightly. Just move down with the wave, and then when it does the transparency, try to find a new spot, and then move down with that wave. Just make sure you don't move too slow or too fast, otherwise you're gonna run into a bullet. It's honestly very easy. It's very easy. This one is similar in that, it will fire off in the directions that they're going, I think. But it will shift it in, I forget how it shifts it. This one's also not super hard. This doesn't tell me how it's done. I think you just gotta find the spot who dodges in between bullets. Like, I think it's just like, when it becomes transparent, it, like, goes inward, I think? I can't recall. But it's also not a hard spell card. Like, none of Raisin's spell cards are hard. This is no one of those that, I believe she will, I think they just become transparent. I think these just become transparent. So you just gotta find the spot and just move, downward after they stop being transparent. It's the blue bullets that you cannot, avoid. The blue bullets do never become, transparent. So yeah, like, compared to all the other spell cards, they're not really, her spell cards are not hard. If I recall, her non-spell cards are also not hard. Now, we talked about the bosses. There is a mid-boss for Imperishable Knight, which is Huey's not hard though. Like, honestly, Huey's like easier than everyone else. She's kind of just fair, really. Like, I don't even know. Does she even have a spell card? No, she doesn't even have a spell card. She does not get a single spell card. So yeah, Huey's kind of just whatever. She's fair. Don't even think about her. She doesn't exist. Now, that's Imperishable Knight. Now, we're gonna talk about... Well, I cannot talk about Kamachi, because I've never done POFB. And I probably won't do POFB, because of how, there's no auto fire in POFB. I don't feel like mashing the button while trying to dodge tiny bullets, you know? Like, I get that with Gradius, it can wear my wrist out after a while. Luckily, Gradius isn't that long, but, you know, it does wear on you. It does wear on you. Okay, soon fix that in, Touhou 19, I think it is. I think it's Touhou 19 that he fixed that in. Now, after that, we have Mountain of Faith, which is everyone's favorite green-haired player to Shrine Maiden, Sanai. So Sanai, she's definitely harder than Yomu. Is she harder than Marisa? Marisa. Honestly, I feel like Marisa is still harder than Sanae. I'm always gonna end up saying Sanae, I believe. Why don't we take a look at her spell card? I remember struggling on a couple of her spell cards, because I think it's mostly just the first spell card. Yeah, it's mostly just the first spell card, because the way the stars move out at first kind of just, like, screws with you. But I think after that, it's not as bad. It's just the opening part. I think it does that with her first non-spell card, too, where she makes the stars and then shoots them out, and it's like, oh, like, super congested and stuff. If I recall, this one's not really that bad. It's just the very first part of it. I could be wrong, though. Well, that's her mid-boss spell card. It's not this one. This one you would think I'd be used to by now. Because Hikasia kinda has something similar to this. Kinda. But no, this kind of spell card is not hard. It's actually not hard. You have your crisscross laser, which is why it's hard for me, because I suck with the crisscrosses for some reason. You just watch out for the crisscross lasers. You gotta watch out for the rice bullets that are also crisscrossing slightly, and just avoid the red bullets. So you are gonna have to go to different lanes, so you don't get hit by the red bullets. All you really need to do is just go like center, left, center, right, center, left. Just do that pattern. It's actually not super hard. The hardest part is not letting the crisscross throw you off. Because I'm looking at this and it looks like the lasers will always be in the same spot. Because I'm looking at the angles of the lasers. It looks like they're always at the same angle. So if you know where the lasers are going, then you don't have anything to really worry about there. Now the rice might be a problem. The rice might be the bigger problem of everything. Looks like they don't really go in a pattern. Actually, the rice might go in a pattern. It's really hard for me to tell. And this spell card, this one's actually not that bad. So, the main thing about this spell card is you want to do big shoots. So after Sine shoots she's shooting a red ring here, you want to kind of like jerk over a little bit to the right and then make your way back to the left. And make sure that you move fast enough so that, you know, the wall doesn't come in on you. It's basically just stream a little bit, heavy jerk, stream the other way. And make sure that you do it in... When you're streaming, stream in the direction that the wave is going. Heavy jerk and then go back quickly. It's actually one of her easier spell cards. Give me just a second. Alright, so this spell card, actually I think this is the spell card I was thinking of, yeah. This is the one I was thinking of, where it's just like, you see how it is? She makes stars, because she just throws it all out, and it's just like, what is this? What is this nonsense? It's literally just walls everywhere. I'm assuming that you just need to watch out for the walls while dodging the red bullets, but like, you see how the red bullets are too? This is probably her worst spell card. If I recall. Yeah, that's like her worst spell card. Her final spell card is actually very easy. You basically just go in between the lanes. That's all you really do, just go in between the lanes. So, really, the hardest spell card Sine has is her third spell card, I think. Aside from her mid-boss spell card. If I recall, her stage isn't even hard either. Like, her stage is honestly very simple. It's like racing stage. Mountain of Faith's also not super difficult, in my opinion. I mean, you know. I wonder if Fuwamoku ever beat that. I don't know if Fuwamoku ever beat that. But yeah, God's Wind, not that hard. Very easy. Sea Opening, very easy. Gateheim Guest Stars, pretty simple. So, the only one you really need to worry about is this spell card right here. Star Ritual called the Godly Wind. Because of how random it is. So, yeah, that's why I put Sine. Honestly, I'm probably gonna drop Sine. Like, Sine's actually, like, easier than, like, Sagame. Sagame kinda sucks to fight, and be honest. And Satori kinda sucks to fight, depending on... Well, I don't even think it really depends. I think Satori just sucks to fight. Is she harder than Prism Ripper Sisters? You know, I'm not sure if she's harder than Prism Ripper Sisters. Honestly, she might be, like, I feel like Mei Ling is harder than Sine, in all honesty. Yeah, I feel like Mei Ling is harder than Sine. And, like, Paxley could be harder than Sine, I think. She's still harder than Raisin, I think. Is she harder than Marasa? Honestly, I think Marasa might be harder than Sine. What is it with the Stage 5 bosses not being as hard as the Stage 4 bosses right now? Is Stage 4 really that rough? Yeah, I honestly feel like Sine's easier than Marasa. Sine's easier than a lot of Stage 4 bosses. That's hilarious. So after that, we have... What do we have? We have... Scarlet Weather Rhapsody. EQ is usually the Stage 5 boss. I mean, I'm gonna be real. EQ... Can we... I don't know if I should put EQ on here at all. I think I'm not gonna put EQ on here because she's like, the fighting games are so different from the, shoot-em-ups. Is it even fair to put her on here? I don't think so. So, the fighting game characters are not going to be on this list. So, we're going to skip the fighting game characters. And we're going to move on to... what is it called? Subterranean animism. And that would be Rin. Now, we're back to being hard again. And Rin is kind of difficult. I'm not gonna lie, Rin is hard. Her stage... I can't remember what her stage was like. Her stage was harder than Yomu's. It's easier than Sakuya's, but harder than Yomu's. Rin herself kinda sucks a fight though. I remember her being the main issue in beating Subterranean Animism. She's hard. She actually is. She's legitimately just hard. So her mid-boss card is just... she starts like up and like goes downwards, I think. It feels like this shouldn't be that difficult. But it also feels like it's so easy to just get trapped in this stupid spell card. Like, way too easily. I feel like you need to start on the one where it explodes last, but I'm not sure. And this one, yeah, this one sucks. Because the fairies, when they revive, will shoot out a whole bunch of bullets. So you kind of want to kite the fairies around in a circle. The main idea is go in a circle around Rin while kiting the fairies, but that's very hard to do. So sometimes it's better just to kill the fairies just to get direct damage on Rin. But then when they revive, you got a whole crap ton of bullets everywhere, so this one's kind of rough. You can also try to circle around the fairies underneath Rin, but that's dangerous. It's not super difficult, but it does get really bad if you kill the fairies. And you may time this one out, because if you're trying not to kill the fairies, or if you kill the fairies and are stuck dodging all of the bullets, you're kind of in a bit of a pickle. And you're not getting real damage on Rin. This one is like... I think it's just follow the lanes. If I recall, this one's not super bad. I don't remember. It goes in a circle. They expand, they close in. I actually don't remember this one. Is this one where it homes in on you? I think this is one where the ghosts home in on you and then explode. Yeah, this one is where the ghosts home in on you and explode. And then it shoots the bullets out in a ring. If you kill ghosts, they go and explode. This one I remember being a tough one because it's another one where you can easily get trapped. And if I recall, the ghosts do kill you if you touch them. Also, apparently with a couple of Rin's non-spell cards, you can do a safe spot with her and just avoid them. It is very easy to die on the safe spots though, but you can do them to avoid the non-spell cards. This one sucks. The onion rings suck, dude. Because you gotta dodge all these freaking rice bullets that are so dense, and then you have these freaking row of ring of onion rings spinning at you. So now you have to dodge quick enough through the rice and get to a spot where the onion rings are not going to hit you. And it's just rough, dude. If you're not good at moving quickly in dense spots, which I'm not, it's really hard for me to move quickly because I'm terrible with speed. When it requires you to move quickly, I generally just die. And this one, I think this is the one that gave me the most trouble. Because of the onion rings. Because it's just like, it's so easy to just die. And it's so easy to get clipped by the onion ring. Or by one of the random, rice bullets. Because you're looking at the onion rings instead of the rice bullets. This is probably going to be a big troublesome one. I say that, but rekindling, this one is also, this one is also pretty bad, because you got fairies that are just exploding all of Rin's spell cards kind of suck, honestly. All of Rin's spell cards kind of suck. I think if you kill the, Salty fairies, they revive and just shoot out a whole bunch of bullets. Let me look. Oh no, when they stop, they shoot the giant red bullets. And you gotta dodge between the, these tiny little freaking projectiles. These tiny, stupid, freaking purple projectiles. That are really hard to see. Soon, really loves to make bullets hard to see. This one might not be as bad as I'm thinking, but like, the fairies do move, and they will stop and shoot fireballs. These blue fireballs they will shoot. And then after doing that twice, then they, like, explode with all these red ones. So honestly, I feel like... I do feel like she's harder than Yomu, just because of how dense everything is, and you don't have time stop. And you don't see it here. You don't get to see it, but the non-spell cards... The non-spell cards, I think, are awful. Out of all the non-spell cards for the Stage 5 bosses, I think Rin has some of the worst ones. I don't know why they don't have the non-spell cards. They really should. They really should have the non-spell cards on here. But yeah, just, it's the non-spells are awful. They're bad. And the spell cards in general are also pretty bad. So that is Subterranean Animism. Now we get to UFO. And I'm gonna tell you, I hate UFO Stage 5. I do not like UFO Stage 5. It sucks. It sucks a lot. It really, really sucks. It's kind of like Mei Ling Stage, but souped up, I feel. That's what I feel about UFO Stage 5. And that brings us to this freaking boss right here. So, people have issues with So and her curvy lasers. I don't have issues with her curvy lasers. Honestly, the curvy lasers are not that big of a problem for me. They're a bigger problem with Iku in, double spoilers than they are with So. Honestly, most of the curvy lasers I don't have an issue with. But So does have a couple not non-spell cards, but, a couple spell cards that can be kind of rough. Wow. Nice, nice spell card. So, this one's not really hard. It's like, she will move out of spot, she will shoot lasers, just don't be near the lasers. I don't know why the player decided to dodge inside the laser. Don't do that. Don't do what this Reimu player did. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. But yeah, the red lasers stay like decently in the center because the yellow rings will clip you. And just dodge the fireball. It's not a hard spell card. This one's actually very, very easy. If you can deal with Nasrin's mid-boss spell card, you can deal with So's. It's basically the same thing, except So's has the little yellow rings. It's identical, in fact. Yeah, it's basically the exact same thing, just you have the yellow rings. It's not hard. This one can be a little dicey. So, the idea here is she's gonna shoot lasers, and you're gonna be forced into lanes. While you're in these lanes, she has these very slow-moving yellow bullets that will go in the lanes. As you can see, you can't really dodge in between them. You have to go around them. While you're doing all of this, she will shoot a spread shot of white fireballs. These also move slowly. So the objective here is, before she shoots the blue lasers, try to find which row is the most open. And then try to bait her white fireballs in such a manner that you can dodge it and the yellow arrowheads. And then rinse and repeat. Where Reimu is right now is honestly really, really bad. Now, it looks like this Reimu bait hit the yellow bullet and go to her left, which is good. If Reimu was right here, where she is right now, and So had shot her white bullet, Reimu would probably be dead right here. Now, here's another thing. Let's say you were in the right row, right? You see where these yellow arrowheads are underneath So? That's the thing you need to watch out for before the blue lasers fire off. Because if these are too far down, like say they were like halfway down already and the blue laser shot off and you're in a row with these yellow arrowheads, you're probably gonna die. Unless you're able to dodge in between this tiny gap between the rightmost arrowhead and the blue laser. Otherwise, it's not really super difficult. It's just, again, before laser shoots, look for the most open spots. Go to that spot and slowly move down if you need to, if you're high up, and bait the white fireballs in spots where they're not going to block you off. Not that hard. Now, we get to the one where I have problems with, which is this spell card. So she shoots out one green laser that will rotate, and then she shoots out another green laser that will rotate. While these are rotating, she will shoot out a circle of these pills, the red pills. Now here's where I don't understand the spell card. One of these green lasers will move, and the other one will just like move real fast, clockwise. I don't understand if it's due to where you are in relation to So, or where you are in relation to that green laser. I don't understand. I really don't understand this particular spell card, and this is the one that gets me the most. Now, that's like the third spell card. The final spell card, it looks daunting. It does look scary. I like staying near the bottom, because you actually are relatively safe at the bottom. You just have to move a little bit here and there. I think it's safer to be at the bottom of the screen. So the main objective here is don't be where the lasers are shooting. You see how the laser is shooting? After it shoots the laser, it will make all these bullets spawn and they will slowly drop the bomb. So I like staying above the bottom laser and then just avoid the all of the bullets around the bomb area. That's all it is just squeeze it between the bullets. You might get walled off every now and then. That's why you have bombs. So keep the bombs on hand. Otherwise, I think the only really difficult spell card that So has is probably just this one. Like, even her non-spells are not that bad. So you know what? I'm gonna drop So. I'm actually gonna drop So here around here. Like, I think Mirasa's actually harder than So. It's mostly just that one spell card for me. Everyone has that one spell card that is just awful for them. But yeah, compared to like all the others above her, I think So's actually easier. Like, Mei Ling's spell cards just suck. Actually, honestly, Paxley might not be as bad as I think she is. Her non-spells do trip me up a lot, though. Her non-spells, her non-directional laser does kind of trip me up. Yeah, I think So is where she should be for me. Like, compared to, like, Yomu. Yomu, I like fighting, but Yomu is definitely harder. Sakia, screw Sakia. Rin, screw Rin. I hate fighting both of them. Alright, so that is UFO. We're gonna go and Desires. So the first one we have there is Hojiko. So, in terms of the mid-bosses, Hojiko's not super difficult. Actually, I think Hojiko's gonna go below Momiji. I did die to Hojiko once because I did pay attention to the way her bullets was moving. So, pay attention to which way her bullets are moving. Don't stay right next to them. Because if you stay right next to them and you don't know which way they're going, you're gonna die. That's what happened to me. Otherwise, Hojiko, not really that hard. Now, we get to Touhou. Touhou. I'm gonna put Touhou right here for now because I don't remember Touhou. What did Touhou do again? Alright, so, by the way, this is the spell card I'm referring to with Hojiko. Stay kinda centered so that you don't, you know, get ran into by the stupid lightning. She's not hard. She's really not hard. So, I think I think all of Touhou's non-spells are similar. This one is just go left or right. You might have to dodge in between some of the arrowheads. I will say, though, the arrowheads have bad hitboxes. So if you're going to try to dodge in between them, be aware their hitboxes are kind of jank. Now we get this one. This one's not super difficult. You might want to move along with Touhou. I feel like there's a way of doing this where it's 100% safe. I feel like if you stay on the side that Touhou was last on, it's safer over there. I could be wrong, though. But if I recall, this one's not super hard. It can become dense. It can become very dense. But it's just dodge the bullets. Just dodge them. Just dodge them. I like how there's no descriptions on these. And then this one is just very wide arrowheads. So you are probably going to have to dodge in between some of these arrowheads. This is where you're probably going to have to dodge in between them. You might be able to move all the way through them, but you're probably better off dodging in between some of these arrowheads. And then we get this spell card. This one is your basic just dodge. This one's very simple. I find it funny that the stage 5 bosses are simpler than the stage 4 bosses. Like this one, that's all it is. Dodge the rice, dodge the blue bullet, or the white orbs. Just dodge. There's no gimmick. It's just dodge. No gimmick at all. And this one is where you really need to dodge in between the arrowheads. This one is a lot easier than it is. Like, the gaps are wide enough where you don't have to worry about the jank hitboxes as much. I'm looking at you, Hikasia, with your jank stupid hitboxes. Ugh. And then we get to the fire spell card. So Touhou will fire out these lines of orange bullets. I think they're aimed at your position. I could be wrong. Just keep your eye on where the orange lines are and stay away from them. They will explode into the red bullets. And then it's just dodge the red bullets, really. If I could be mistaken. They might spread out on their own. They might not turn into the red bullets. They might just explode on their own slowly and then expand out. This one isn't really that hard. Like, compared to Sega, Sega is harder because Sega has more dense bullets because of Yosuka, and she has the gimmick with the whole giant black orb chasing you while dodging Kirby lasers and the like. And then the final spell card. This one's easy. This one's actually super easy. Get it in one of the rings, and then just go the direction of the ring, while avoiding the blue talismans. It's actually super easy. You want to be in the ring of one of these 3 rings. Do not be on the outside of the ring. If you find yourself on the outside of the ring, you may have to bomb yourself to get inside one of these rings. Or use your, what is it called? What the focus mode is called. I can't think of the name of it. But this one is very easy. So, you know what? Touhou might actually be easier than... Wow, I like how all the stage 5 bosses are ended up in the same spot down here. That's actually kind of hilarious. So, that is 10 Desires. If I recall, the stage isn't even... Like, the stages are not even that bad, if I recall. So what's after 10 Desires? We got double dealing character. And double dealing character is with Seiza. Seiza. Oh god. So, her stage can be a little bit of a pain. Because if you're not expecting the enemies to go down at the bottom, you will die. The stage can trip you up. And if you're not good at dodging from the top of the stage, you're probably gonna die too. Now, a stage aside, that's the only bad part of the stage, is knowing where the enemies are gonna be. Seiza, on the other hand, Seiza isn't super difficult. Her spell cards are not who hurt the gods, except they are because of the gimmicks she has. She will cause a lot of problems for you. Now, this non-spell card's not that hard. If I recall, the bullets will go to the top of the screen and wrap around from the bottom and continue upwards. If I recall. You will see this happen again with Hikasia. It's worse with Hikasia, though, but you will see this again. It's not hard. This one's actually very easy because you don't have any other bullets to worry about except for red pills. Now let's talk about the spell card. If I recall the first spell card, is it the first spell card that it does it, son? Yeah, so the first spell card, this one, it's not super difficult to dodge the bullets. However, the gimmick with Seiza is she will flip your controls. And the #1 crime of video games is taking control away from the player like that. So in this spell card, left becomes right, right becomes left, until she flips it back over. And when she flips it over, the moment it flips, like does the screen flip, it'll reverse the control. So you have to be wary of where you're at on screen, because you might accidentally go the other way into a bullet that's on the opposite side of where you want it to be. And it's not super dense, but if you get into a situation where there's like a bunch of bullets around you, and you're not good at reversing your controls, it's so easy to just run into the bullets. This is the easier one. The next one I find to be much more difficult. This one, you can see what the gimmick is. Up becomes down, down becomes up, and the screen is flipped. So, now you're at the top of the screen, up is down, down is up. And when the screen flips, it will reverse all of that, and you'll be at the bottom of the screen with your normal controls. This one sucks. For this one, I would recommend trying to stick with left and right if you're not good with up and down. Granted, you can't get away with that 100% of the time. It's very similar to the first spell card. Just left, up and down is reversed. So this spell card just sucks. It just sucks. And it gets even better. I actually don't remember what the spell card is. Guys, do you remember what this spell card is? I think it's just bullets coming up from the bottom of the screen. I don't remember if there's a flip gimmick or not. There might be a flip gimmick to this, but I don't recall what it is. The last spell card, though, sucks. This spell card is awful. Because this one, she will cause... You see it right there. You see it right there. It's constantly flipping the screen. So your left and right and up and down will get flipped along with the screen. And it just sucks, dude. It's so hard to keep track of where you need to go. It's so difficult, man. And she will do this constantly. This is probably where you're going to lose the most lives at in the healing character. If you know, Beben and Yatsuhashi can cause you to lose a whole lot of lives. Seiza will. Just because the freaking... Developers don't take away directional controls from the players. Nobody likes that. I don't know anyone who's happy about having their controls mixed up or taken away. I don't know anyone that likes that. So that is the healing character. So now we get to a Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. Yep. 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 Clown piece. Clown piece. Is there anything I need to say about clown piece? No, I did this with point device mode. Apparently point device mode is more of a trap. Because you can't actually... Like, if you really want to progress through a spell card without having to redo it indefinitely when you die, you don't want to do point device. But I don't even want to think of how the game is without point device. Clown Piece's stage sucks. It's awful. It's the worst stage 5 that I have done thus far. It's really, really bad. Especially after the halfway point. It gets super bad. There's so many bullets, it's so condensed, it's bad. Clown Piece herself. She will take you by surprise. Very, very easily. If it's your first time fighting Clown Piece, she's gonna surprise you a lot. You are going to die a lot on your first run. Especially when she activates spell cards, because some of those spell cards, they just happen, it's like, what? How was I supposed to know that was gonna happen? You don't. That's the fun thing. So, her first spell card is the moon. Honestly, this one isn't super bad. The hardest part of this is staying under the moon because of the stars and not getting clipped by the red bullets. So, I did die here a few times. That's because I suck, okay? I kept running into things and whatnot. But overall, this spell card is not really that bad. It's just a simple follow the moon. Don't hit the moon. Don't hit the stars. And try to follow where the red bullets are. And try to time it so that you're following the red bullets. And you're with the moon. Not very hard spell card. Do I have to say anything about this spell card? This is probably the worst spell card that she has. This is probably the worst Stage 5 spell card I have ever dealt with. Just because you have so little time to position yourself with the lasers. And here's the worst part. So, the lasers will fire and they will go downwards while they're firing. So, like this one underneath Reimu, it's going down while still extending. If you're like, say you're right where Reimu is. If you're too close to the bottom, like this is kinda real close where Reimu is, you can just die to the laser going back. At the bottom of the screen. You kind of want to be more towards the center of the screen before the laser fires. Now, the thing that makes this so stupid are the stars. After the lasers retract, you need to go through these stars and try to reposition yourself. The star hitboxes suck. I hate these stars because they're hitboxes. And if you're not fast enough, you might get clipped by a laser shooting out, or you might get put in a position where you can't dodge, or you get put near the bottom where you just die. This spell card, I hate. I hate it. I hate it almost as much as I hate Sakia's spell card. If I recall, her non-spell cards are kind of a thing too, but this one's probably the worst one. This one also kind of sucks. So the gimmick here is she shoots out a ring of fire. If a ring gets close to you, it'll like curve around you slowly. So you kind of want to get close to one and then circle around it. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. I have died off this so many times trying to figure out how to exactly do it. I'm not even sure how you exactly do this. Because it's so easy to just trap yourself. It's so easy to just die because the hitboxes of these bullets too. So that's 2 for 3 so far that are really, really bad. This one actually isn't as bad as it looks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This one is basically, look for where one laser is, dodge the direction of that laser, and then when they retract, just follow the laser. Or it might be vice versa. You might want to go, when it extends, you might want to go in the opposite direction of where it extends, because the other laser is gonna come from the other direction. And you kind of need to dodge in between the lasers and then follow them, and then you dodge in between the lasers again. It's actually, once you see it in motion, you'll understand how it's done. It's actually not super hard. It is easy to get clipped by the lasers, though. That's something you need to watch out for. The lasers, they have bad hitboxes. That's the biggest issue I have with Clownfies. Bad hitboxes. And then we get Fake Apollo. So this is a survival spell card. She will shoot moons that will rotate around. They will delete bullets. You need to make sure to follow the moons. Make sure the moons don't crash into you. And don't hit the purple ball fire. It's probably a lot easier than I make it out to be, in all honesty. It's definitely not as bad as the other 2 spell cards I mentioned. But Clownpiece in general is just bad. Her stage is just bad. I'm actually not sure if I want to put her higher than Sakia. Because Sakia, you can seize her stage. Her stage is nowhere near as bad as Clownpiece. But Sakia herself is kind of bad. Clownpiece, though, is also pretty bad. Like, You know what? I think Clownpiece is good where she is on the list. I think she's fine. Now with that, we go to stage 6, and it's bosses. So, EOSD stage 6. The stage isn't really that bad. It's a very short stage. Sakia kinda sucks, though. Sakia is awful. I think there is a safe spot with her if you're right next to her. I think you can avoid her, but it's very high. Remelia! Remelia is definitely a thing. I like how we're talking about Remelia when her theme's playing right now. So let's take a look at Remy. So Remelia. So we got this spell card. This one is a little bit tricky on the eyes because figuring out where the lasers are going is the hardest part. If you don't know where the lasers go, you're probably going to guide the lasers more than you're going to guide to the Mentos. But if you can avoid the lasers, then it's just a simple act of dodging the Mentos. That's really it. Her non-spell cards, I think, are worse than her spell cards, kinda. I say that, but, can we get this? Actually, I think this one is just a whole bunch of just dodge. It's just dodge. Know where your hitbox is. Hopefully you know where your hitbox is. And then just dodge. Just dodge. Just get good. Just get good and dodge. That's all you need to do. Just get good and dodge. This one's a little bit hard, though, because I find it hard to find where the knives are. Because the knives are kind of well hidden by the red bullets. So if you don't know where the knives are, you're probably going to get clipped by the red knives. And they do leave a trail of these red bullets that kind of just go wherever they want. I think the biggest threat here are the knives. The red bullets themselves, they can trap you. But I don't think this one's too bad. Compared to, like, Sakia. Sakia is still worse, up to now. This spell card, though. I do not understand this spell card. This spell card sucks. It's probably the worst one she has. Out of all of her spell cards, this is probably the worst one. Because I think she shoots once, and then she shoots again, and then she does like a triple shot, and then the triple shot, and then repeats, where it's aimed, and then triple shot from the right, and then triple shot from the left. I could be wrong. Yeah, she shoots 2 5-way shots that are aimed at the player, and then 3... Oh, she shoots 3 of them that are aimed at the player. And then shoots 2 5-way shots at a faster rate. Yeah. I think she has a non-spell card version of this, where it's probably the one I'm thinking of. This spell card is definitely the worst one out of all the ones she has. It's definitely the worst one out of all the ones. This one is similar to the one with the knife, except you have to deal with the giant bubbles. The giant bubbles look scary, but remember, you can go in the white part of the bubbles. Just don't go into the darker parts, like the purple. Do not touch the purple. You can touch the white. And then this is just kind of similar to the Curse of Black Hepis, really. It's very similar to Curse of Black Hepis. They just like bend in a pivot. They like bend at an angle and keep going at that angle. It does get more gens as time goes on, I believe. But it's still, like, if you could do Curse of Black Hepis, you could probably do this one. So, Remy's actually not as bad. I think it's mostly just, Scarlet Suit. And, her non-spell cards. Which, I don't know why they don't have her non-spell card. So, yeah, Honestly, I would probably put Remy, like, down here. If I'm to be honest. Like, she is harder. Is she harder than Marisa? Like, Ren is harder than Remy, I think. I think Ren is harder than Remy. Sage is harder just because of her stupid gimmicks. Honestly, you know what? I think I am going to put Sage up here because her gimmicks do make her kind of really aggravating to deal with. And then we get a Purple Cherry Blossom when we have Yuyuko. Yomu is kind of a jerk because while it does look like she's going to do her slow time gimmick, she doesn't actually do that. I will be right back. I need to go check on Paconomic. I haven't heard. Alright, so let's take a look at Yuyuko. I remember Yuyuko being a lot more difficult than Remy. Honestly, Yuyuko is kind of difficult. Because of the way that she behaves. Lost spells. I didn't know the word lost spell. So this is Yomu's spell card. She will just like slash bullets, and then it looks like she makes time slow down, but she doesn't. This is just dodge real quick. This is very quick dodging. That's all it really is. Yuyuko. So I remember Yuyuko's non-spell cards can be kind of a thing. Again, I can't talk about them because I don't remember them very well, like I don't have images here. So this spell card. She will shoot lasers that will aim, that will quickly kind of go to a spot on the screen. For example, here it's like the bottom left corner, and then she will go to the bottom right corner. It's basically in the direction that the arrowheads are going. At some point, you're not going to be able to stay in the center because she will start aiming more and more towards the center. So, the main difficulty here is being fast enough to go through the arrowheads while not running into them to avoid the laser. And for those shot types that rely on being in front of Yuyuko to hit her, this might be a little bit harder for those. This one's one of the easier spell cards though. Trust me, we're gonna get into some of the hard ones. So, this one, she has these purple and blue fireballs that will like, basically like kind of swing in one another. They like do like a swinging motion, like a crisscross. And then she shoots out these giant bubbles that will aim at where you're at. And she will do it from like both sides of her. So, here it's shot from the left side. The right side's gonna fire next, and then the one above her is gonna fire. The hardest part about this one is baiting them, because you want to bait them so that you don't get like trapped against a wall. It's kind of hard to do with the crisscrossing fireballs. And on top of that, these giant bubbles, they're so dense sometimes they become so dense that you can't really get around them. So, this one could be a problem, just because it's very easy to get trapped in. Very, very easy to get trapped in. And then this one's honestly hard. This is another one of those crisscrossing bullets, I think. Actually, I think this is one where it just shoots bullets down at different heights. So, you see the colorful bullets to the left of Reimu? Those are caused by an explosion of spirits. So, keep in mind, the spirits do have a hitbox. If you run into them, you will die. And it will follow you. So, it converges together, explodes, and then it reconverges, and then follows you, and then explodes at where you're at. So, ideally, what you want to do with this is start at the center, go to the left or right, go back to the center, and go left, center. Like, if you go, start center, go left, center, right, center, left, center, or center, right, center, left, etc., etc. Just keep in mind that I do believe the explosion speeds up after some time. So, watch for that. Watch for where the spirits are. Another idea you can do is start at the bottom, and then move up towards Yuyuko, and then go right, and then basically make like a square pattern. You can try to do a square pattern. That way you have less of a chance of the spirits ramming into you. Just note that if you do a square pattern, you're going to be closer to the bullets. So be aware of the gaps up here. This one I find to be difficult. So she will shoot out these row of bullets that will very slowly, well, they kind of don't slowly do it. They start slow because they expand in that direction. And they're very, very dense. And then after that, she will shoot like a row of those bullets that will converge on your spot. So, you're basically squeezing in between a bunch of these bullets. And it's very, very crowded. They're very, very slow moving. So, let me double check. I'm gonna double check. Here circles of yellow butterflies, yeah. Yeah, I believe this is the one where it all converges and it gets really, really high, and she shoots more that will converge on you. I think she shoots like 5 at a time, and they all converge at a point. So you kind of want to like slowly scream to one side, and then when she shoots like all of them again, you want to be on like the opposite side as quickly as you can, so you can get all those bullets going over there instead. And then this one is just dodge. It's one of those just dodge, if I recall. I don't recall if these butterfly bullets follow you. Let me check. I think they do start following you. I feel like bullets start angling at you with this spell card. Yuyuko does follow you. You don't want to be up near the fan. I don't remember if the fan has a hitbox. Also, that's a giant freaking fan. Just saying. But yeah, I think these butterfly bullets, the fireballs, I think they do converge at you here too. She does a lot of converging, if I recall. I could be wrong though. It could just be dodge a whole bunch of bullets while the butterfly bullets, like... Actually, I think it might be the rice that comes in at you. Oh, and then hard mode adds bubbles. Great. And then the final spell card. Final spell card seems scary. The hardest part of the final spell card is not what you're seeing here. This one is just find a row, dodge in between it. After that, she will shoot, I think 4 or 5 sets of bullets that will go left, right, I believe. Or, is that how it works? Let me look. It's been alternating directions. And then, like, it becomes more numerous. So the longer the spell card lasts, the more bullets that are going to be there. So the hardest part is not this. This is actually the easiest part. The hardest part is in between that. In between dodging this and then this happening again. Also, it's a survival spell card, so you can't actually hit Yuyuko. Try to save your bombs for this if you need to. I have issues with this card because, again, crisscross. I'm not good at the crisscrossing. It's very hard on my eyes. But overall, I still think Yuyuko is harder than Remelia, just because some of these bullets are really slow. And what they converge is really, really gens. Like, Remy can get gens. But Yuyuko is all about being gens. Like, 24/7 gens. And a couple of her non-spell cards, if I recall, are kinda nasty, too. I know there's one where you need to, like, snake back and forth, left and right, to avoid a set of bullets. It's kinda like Sanae's, wave spell card, but to a lesser extent. But yeah, overall, I think Yuyuko is harder than Remy. And I think Yuyuko is actually harder than Rin. Is she harder than Sakuya? I don't know, I have a lot of troubles with Sakuya. I have a lot of troubles with Yuyuko, but I think I do Yuyuko better than I do Sakuya. Don't take that out of context. So with that said, we are going to move on to Imperishable Night. So we have Eren. Eren. Let's take a look at Eren. So Eren, she's in a couple of these. She's a mid-boss of the actual route. So this one is, she will make bullets come at you, I think. Is this Apollo in a pot? Cosmos in a jar. This is not what it was called before. So, like, it converges that on your point, and then it expands so you can move in between the bullets, I think. It's one of those, it gets close in on you, you gotta dodge in the tiny little circle height of spell cards. It's not really that hard. That one's not hard. This freaking spell card. The lasers, dude. The lasers so hard to track. It's just like, where are the lasers going? What are they doing? What are the lasers doing? On top of that, you gotta dodge all of these rice bullets that are aimed at you. And you gotta dodge all... Actually, I don't even know if the bubbles do anything here. Does the bubbles even do anything? I don't think the bubbles do anything. The bubbles are just there. It's mostly just figuring out where the heck the lasers are going. And that's the thing, I never know where the lasers are going. Like, ever. They're just like, yep, we're going somewhere. And it's like, okay, sure. Lasers. dare I say I don't remember this one. Is this another one where you're basically trapped in between bullets, or is this another one that goes, it's so compact that you have to dodge in between everything kind of a spell card? I don't remember the spell card, really. If I recall, though, it was kind of dumb, though. Aaron has some pretty dumb spell cards for being in the easiest Touhou game. Because the Perishable Knight is supposedly the easiest Touhou game. I disagree. I think Hand Desires is easier, but like, you know, that's just me. That's just me. I don't remember the spell card. Ah, yes, this one. I think this makes the bullet spawn where you're at, possibly? Or does the bullet rotate? The bullet might rotate. I hate this one. I think I remember this one because trying to dodge these black bullets while trying to dodge the rice is annoying, if I recall. Yeah, it looks like it might rotate. Oh my god, it shoots lasers on hard mode. I think it might just like rotate around. Or it might just be like a random spot where it's at and you want to be in that general vicinity to avoid being trapped. I can't recall this one. Ah! Here's Apollo. You! Apollo 13. Oh god, it's Apollo 13. Oh god. So, you want to talk about where I have trouble? You want to talk about crisscross? Freaking Apollo 13, dude. Apollo 13. You want to talk about so much crisscrossing? I think this is like crisscross spell card. Oh god. Someone save me. Did I hear? I thought I heard. Did I hear windows? I didn't hear windows, did I? But yeah, this one just sucks because of crisscrosses. Aaron overall is kind of just suck. She kind of sucks. Thinking about it. Is she harder than Rin? I don't know, dude. Rin is just awful all around. Like, I feel like I die off both of them very, very easily. Now, you want to talk about the other Stage 5 boss, the real Stage 5 boss. We have a Kaguya, or final boss, rather. We have a Kaguya. Personally, I think Kaguya's harder. I personally think Kaguya is harder than, Aaron. Wait, what was this one? This might be in the, I don't remember that one. So yeah, Aaron comes back. She does, like, a big old circle, and you have to dodge like a circle. It's not that hard. Stage 5, or a final stage is also not that hard. None of the final stages really last very long, in all honesty. So Kaguya. The thing that makes Kaguya really difficult is how condensed her attacks are. They are very condensed. And, for me, what also makes it hard, they're very colorful. You see how colorful they are? My eyes don't like that. My eyes do not like how colorful this is. It's so easy to lose track of bullets because of how colorful it is. Also, these lasers suck and I hate them. They suck and I hate them. It's honestly not super terrible of a spell card. It's just that it's hard for me to see the lasers. Especially when they're so grouped up like this. So for other people, this might not be as bad. This might be simple for other people. For me, not so much. This spell card sucks. This one sucks for me. Again, because it's hard for me to see everything. Also, star hitboxes suck. I'm just gonna be real with you. I hate the stars in this game. They suck. Their hitboxes are awful. Marisa shows that. Marisa shows just how bad they are. The lasers are a non-issue, I find. Like, you've seen this a lot already. In, I believe you've seen this in, let me think. Someone else does something like this. Kane might do this. If you deal with Kane's, laser spell cards, you can deal with this. I think Patsy also does this, in a way. But overall, the hardest part of this is gonna be the stars. And, you know, not ending up in, like, a bad, like, row. Like, if Raymond was at the left or right of this, that would be awful to try to dodge stars in. This one isn't really hard. The thing about this spell card that makes it hard is the lasers. The fireballs are not super hard to dodge. The lasers you want to try to bait so that you get a clear shot away from them. The fireballs don't move very fast. The lasers move faster than the fireballs. It's kind of reminiscent of Patsy's fire spell cards. You know? Very reminiscent of that. So, your main death is going to be from the lasers, probably. This one just sucks. Again, it's similar to the other laser spell card. The lasers aren't really going to be the threat. It's the stars. The stars are going to be the biggest pain in the butt. The stars are your biggest nightmare in this game. You're gonna learn to hate the stars. Just these stars, not any other stars, okay? It's just they're so bad, and it's such a height gap that sometimes you're just gonna get hit by the stars. The lasers aren't too bad though. I think the lasers are actually very simple to dodge. And then her final spell card. You're gonna see something similar to this in a lot of spell cards, especially in extra stage bosses, where you get these heroes that come in at you, and you want to bait them elsewhere so you can like slowly stream. It's basically a streaming spell card. How good are you at streaming? How good are you at baiting? How good are you at quickly moving in between bullets when you need to move? If you're bad at any one of those, you might have trouble with the spell card. Or, in my case, if you have trouble spotting spell cards because there's too many colors, well, you know, it's just a thing that's gonna happen. You're just gonna look at this and be like, where's the bullets? It's a problem I have with melee spell cards too, so, I mean, you know. But overall, this one is a lot easier than, say, Is it easier to Remy's Red Magic and Yuko's Resurrection? Honestly, I feel like this is harder than those. Just because of how dense it can get. And I'm not gonna worry about, like, the last spells, because, like, the last spells don't even matter. I don't even know how you're supposed to do all these last spells. In all honesty. Like, I don't even know how, you're supposed to do any of this. So, overall, is Kaguya harder than Eren? Honestly, I think Eren's harder than Kaguya. I do think Kaguya is harder than Remy, but I think Yuko is harder than Kaguya in terms of the final bosses. And I think Eren's harder than Kaguya just because of how her freaking spell cards work. Alright, so that's Imperishable Knight. Let's go to Mountain of Faith, which has, you know, this lady right here, Kaneko. So Kaneko, actually, I think is really easy. Of all the final bosses so far, Kaneko's the one I had, like, the least amount of trouble with. Like, I don't remember Kaneko being hard at all. Let me take a look at her spell cards. I don't think her non-spell cards were that big of a thing. So this one is just... It's basically a stream spell card. Make the blue talisman slowly on one side, and then move quickly to the other side, and then slowly stream to the other side. You will get boxed in here a little bit, and then it will expand back out. It's not a hard spell card. Once you see... Here's the thing. People think these games are hard. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's only hard if you don't have good reaction time, and if your hands don't really work with you. You can probably take a look at some of these spell cards, and be able to tell what they do after seeing them a couple times. Most of them. Some of them are just, okay, they're just bad. Even though I'm not gonna defend some spell cards. This one, I think, is the alternating one, where she becomes invulnerable sometimes, I believe. There's like 3 different phases of this, and she likes to become invulnerable during most of it. This one might be the worst one. It's not really super difficult, all things considered. It's really not super difficult. You dodge the rice. It's just dodge. It's all it is. It's just quick dodging. Yes, it's just like... She just rainbow powers through it. So yeah, overall, this one, not super bad. She just likes, you know, be invulnerable a lot. This one is probably the worst one she has. Because all of those kunais are aimed at you. I think the Mentos are just random, but the kunai are aimed at you. So you kind of want to bait them, and then run to the opposite side, bait them over there, run to the opposite side. It's not as easy as it sounds, though. Because the Mentos will get in your way, and you might not be able to get to the other side very easily, sadly. This one's also kind of rough, because she has like 3 different types of bullets that are like all aimed at you, so like you need to aim them all in one direction, quickly move in that direction, and then try to squeeze through on your way back. I believe that's all the spell card really is. It's very similar to honestly, the first spell card is kind of similar to that, just a lot more hyper. And Mountain of Faith. If you go with Reimu in Imperishable Night, Mountain of Faith should be nothing. Unless you play on easy, and Mountain of Faith becomes stupidly hard. Because it's all, like, it's so slow that it overlaps all the time. It's really bad on easy. I don't know why it's so bad. Like, it's legitimately more difficult on easy than it is on, like, hard. But it's just pay attention to where the openings are, dodge the opening. That's all it is. There's no real gimmick to it. It's just simple, quick dodging. It's like, it's kind of like... It's kind of like... I'm trying to think of who else does something like this. Remy doesn't really do this. Remy kind of just makes it... It's not like Remy. It's not like Yuyuko. It's not like Kaguya either. Because these do move... Like, you do have to pay attention to, the bottom row and make sure you're not gonna run into a wall. And you do have to be real quick about it. Sometimes you can dodge in between talisman, but don't count on it all the time. But compared to, like, all the other final spells, like, none of the final spells are really super difficult outside of maybe Kaguya's and Eren. Like, Remy's is only hard because of, it can get congested and the giant red bullets can just get in your way. Yuyuko's is only hard because of the crisscross for me. Eren and Kaguya, I don't know, it's too colorful for me. This one's not really that hard. You just gotta have good reflexes, that's all. If you don't have good reflexes, then... I don't know. I wonder if Fuamoko ever got a spell card. You know, I'm actually curious. I'm actually curious on asking if they ever got a Kaneko. Because I remember watching them. I remember them getting a Sine. I don't know if they ever got a Kaneko. I don't know if they were playing on easy or normal. If they were playing on easy, then Kaneko was gonna, you know, destroy them if they ever got a spell card. So honestly, Kaneko's not that hard. Like, I think Kaneko really falls down. Yeah, I think Kaneko actually is like one of the easiest final bosses in the series. In my opinion. In my honest opinion. Now with that said, we move on to Subterranean Animism. And we have Oku. Freaking Oku. Oku is kind of a thing. Not gonna lie, Oku is kind of a thing. Rin makes this... Well, Rin's spell card is not that hard. Rin's spell card is actually relatively easy as long as you're quick about it. The stage is also pretty easy if you're using Reimu with Yukari. You can just wrap around. And you can stay on, like, one side of the stage to avoid a lot of the stuff. Utsuho, on the other hand, is a little bit of a jerk. Just a little bit of a jerk. So that's Rin's spell card. It's supposed to go back and forth, back and forth. You might get clipped by the end of the colored wave. Like right here, this gets out a little bit farther than you would expect it to. Utsuho! So, think about Utsuho. This first spell card is probably one of the worst ones. It does not feel like a normal spell card. This feels like a higher difficulty spell card. So, you're gonna have these explosions that are gonna be coming down. And they do shrink. They do create blue bullets, I believe. No, I think they hide the blue bullets. So you need to dodge the giant red explosion while dodging a crap ton of blue bullets. The blue bullets are really, really dense. And the red explosions limit how much space you're gonna have. So you're gonna find yourself dying or bombing a lot on this particular one, just because you don't have a whole lot of space to work with. This one is just a lot of explosions that shrink as they get closer to the bomb. Don't stay in front of them. Ever. Because they do not disappear until they get off screen. The hardest part about this is not dodging the explosion, it's seeing the bullets in the explosions. As you can see, there are bullets that are hidden in here. They are probably what's going to catch you the most. How many sub-hate dead princesses do I have on here? We're almost done with them. But yeah, just watch for the explosions, and watch out for the bullets hidden in the explosion. I feel like some of the harder parts for Utsuho are her non-spells as well. Like, the first two non-spells get really, really cramped really, really easily, and it's just so easy to just get whacked. It's so whacked, dude. This one is an interesting one. You have 4 suns that rotate around Utsuho, and you have 4 outer suns that rotate around Utsuho. Now, on normal difficulty, you can make this easier by positioning yourself in between the 2 suns. So, this sun that Reimu's at and the one below, position yourself in between those 2. If you position yourself well enough, the only thing you need to worry about are the yellow bullets. So you only really need to move left or right. If you're not good at getting that spot, this is going to be a little bit harder of a spell card, because the speed at which the suns move is kind of quick. A little bit quick. Not super fast, but a little bit quick. It's still one of the easier spell cards that she has. This one you're also going to be stuck in between the suns. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. This one's also not super hard. Unless you're having trouble seeing the smaller bullets. Which is very easy to lose track of them, because there's a lot of red. There's a lot of red and white. It's very easy to lose track. That's the big problem with Utsuho. It's a lot of red and white. So bullets are going to blend in with other bullets very, very easily. This one, I would say go left or right on. You don't really need to go up or down on this. Just go left or right. It's kind of similar to the previous one. It's a bunch of micro-dodging. And her final spell card. Her final spell card isn't as scary as it is. So how it works is, she will suck you in. She will vacuum you in slowly. And the bullets will come in from the bottom of the screen towards her. Now keep in mind, this will speed up, so you will have to move faster as time goes on. But as long as you stay semi towards the bottom of the screen, don't get too close to her, because the bullets do get condensed the closer they are to her. Try to stay closer towards the bottom. Now, this is easier said than done when it speeds up, because holy crap does it speed up. Holy crap that the bullets really get hard to dodge. But it's still not a super bad spell card. She does have some bad spell cards. These are only This one, having a Hell and Heaven Meltdown and Fit Star are only bad if you can't really, well, Hell and Heaven Meltdown and, Mega Flare are only bad if you can't really see, the bullets inside the, explosions. Fit Star is only bad if you can't get the, spot in between two suns. The hardest one is Nuclear Fusion and, the final spell card, I think. So yeah, honestly, thinking about Utsuho is harder than Eren and Kaguya. I still think that Yuyuko is harder than Utsuho, though. Honestly, Yuyuko might be one of the harder... No, I know who's going to be harder than Yuyuko. Everyone knows who's harder than Yuyuko. We'll get to her in a bit. So, that is Subterranean Animism. Now we are going to go to UFO with VTuberEN. VTuberEN is interesting. Her stage is not hard. It's also a reference to, is it Galaga? I think it was Galaga, right? What was her final stage of reference to? It was Galaga, right? Honestly, I think the non-spells are what's going to get you with VTuberEN, like with most bosses. So, this one's not really super difficult. It's just dodge it between the rice and the fireball. What makes this hard, again, like with some of the other bosses, seeing where the bullets are, because it's purple on purple. So the rice might sneak up on you in between the fireballs, as it has done to me. Or you might get a bad situation where the rice is right where you need to be in between the fireballs. Overall, though, it's not a hard spell card. It's a very simple spell card. Likewise, this one is also not a super hard spell card, if I recall. I'm trying to remember how this is. Is this one where she just shoots random lasers? Or is this the one where it, like, rotates the laser and then it stops and fires? I don't remember if that's how it works. But I do recall this one not being a super hard one. The hardest thing is getting, trapped by the smaller bullets. I hate this one. This one sucks. Because this one killed me for the longest time and I didn't know what was killing me. So, this is probably the only instances of Kirby lasers being a pain. Because they come off screen and it's really hard for me. They also crisscross, so that's also hard for me. The thing that was killing me the most, though, you see those tiny little star bullets? I didn't know she was shooting those bullets. Because I never saw those bullets, ever. So I thought I was dying in, like, random stuff. It was the star bullets that was killing me. They're so tiny, and it's so hard to see them because you're focused on the Kirby yellow bananas that you just can't see the stupid stars. So this one's hard for me personally because I can't see those stars. But overall, this might be one of the harder ones anyways because the bananas just suck. I hate the bananas. This one, it seems hard, but it's really not. Just stay the center and just don't deviate from the center. You're going to be dodging Mentos. You are going to dodge giant red bubbles. It's still not super hard. The hardest part is when there's too many mentos in one spot. You are going to want to aim the bubbles on one side, or the bullets on one side and move a little to the other side. Just don't move too much, that the arrowheads are going to hit you. If you recognize this from Touhou 5, it's the same thing there, just souped up. I have not played Touhou 5 yet. But yeah, this one's not that difficult in all honesty. This one sucks. This one's actually kind of hard, I think. Because it's so clustered. And she's so hanky at the spell card. Like, super, super hanky. And these bullets just converge and trap you so much. It's so easy to get trapped, and there's so many of them. So many. Honestly, I think Air Scroll is probably harder than Star Maelstrom. It might be her hardest spell card. And honestly, Flying Fantastica is very easy. You basically just want to take one wave at a time. I find like doing a little circle motion and trying to stay near the center is probably the best way of handling this. I want to say it's kind of like, it's not like Mountain of Faith. None of the other final boss spell cards. It's kind of like, Kaguya's final spell card. Just a little bit. But honestly, I think this one's a lot easier. It's still not a very hard, final spell card. I still think Kaguya has worse spell cards than VTuberEN. And you know, Aaron's worse than them. It's just a couple spell cards that VTuberEN has. That are just devious. For me. And with that we go ahead to Sires, which is Miko. What if I were to tell you that I think Miko's very easy? I think Miko's probably one of the easier, final bosses. Let's take a look at Miko. Where's Miko? Miko? And the stage isn't that hard either. The stage is very simple. So the non-spell cards, the first one she shoots a whole bunch of arrows that they explode into bullets. Very easy to dodge. They're very easy to dodge. The first spell card is kind of like, I feel like we saw the spell card with someone else. She shoots a whole bunch of lines around you, and they converge inwards, towards you. It's just a simple dodge everything spell card. Just don't be in the way of the lasers and you'll be fine. Honestly, I would suggest probably being close on one side and try to focus on dodging on that side before focusing on the other side. But be aware of the other side. I don't think this one's a very hard spell card. It's kind of like, I think it's similar in one of Konako's spell cards. Probably. And then this one is the same as the first one, just 2 waves. So you got a little bit more small bullets to dodge. Not that hard. This one is an easy one, if I recall. It's just, you gotta watch for, when there's an opening in between the bullets, okay, just go in between. The hardest part of this spell card is the hitbox. This card's hitbox is bad. It has really, really bad hitbox. Otherwise, it's a very simple spell card. It's not hard. It's just the hitbox is bad. And this one is 3 arrowheads. This one might be the hardest of the non-spells because you do get a lot of junk that comes up on you. And this one might be, oh no. Whoops, that's not it. This one might be one of the harder spell cards because Hojiko and Touhou, they slowly move in, like 3 times. They move in once, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot. And if you're not careful, you can trap yourself very easily. And after their third shot, they go back where you see them right now. Again, rinse and repeat. Miko does nothing here. I don't think Miko shoots a single bullet. It's just Touhou and Hojiko. So, you need to kite them around in such a way that the arrowheads are not going to trap you. And you're not going to have, like, a whole bunch of arrowheads in one spot, like if the left of rain move. Otherwise, it's not super difficult. It's just very easy to trap yourself. This is probably the worst of the non-spells. This is probably the worst non-spell that Miko has. Because it's just knives everywhere. And if I recall, some of these knives home in on you. So you gotta dodge knives while dodging knives. And it's very hard, because it's very fast. It sucks. I hate this non-spell. And then you get this one where it's like, it's transparent while rotating, and then it becomes non-transparent. So you just gotta watch where the bullets are when they're transparent, and then just dodge. This is honestly a very easy spell card. If you need to stick to one side of the screen, like, I think it starts rotating clockwise, and then it'll do counterclockwise. If you're having difficulties, stay on the side, opposite side of where it's going. So, if it's going clockwise, go to the left side. Counterclockwise, go to the right side. I personally prefer the center, since it's a lot easier to find your way that way. But this one's a very easy spell card. And the final spell card... That's not the final spell card. This one's just crisscross bullets. She shoots them like forward and they just go crisscross real quick. It's honestly not hard. This is also easy. Easy even for me. The hardest part is the colors. You might lose which one's where, because of the colors. And then we get this one, which is like So's spell card souped up. So it's similar to So's, where it shoots out lasers, and then you got like the DNA beams. It's better, you just don't have as much room to move in. Stay in the center, try to not be near the edge of the DNA beam, and after that, you just gotta focus on dodging the talismans. There's not a whole lot else. You just gotta get good at this spell card. Get good at dodging. That's all there is to it. And then the final one. This one's interesting in that she will shoot like, I think colored bullets at first, and they will stop around where you're at for a brief second, and then they will home in on you. And then after halfway through, it will become even denser, and you're basically going to be stuck in the center. Your main goal is to try to kite the bullets around. And one side, and then go to the other side. While moving, like, up and down. It's honestly a very easy spell card. Like, compared to, like, Mountain of Wave and, Byakurins and, Yuyuko's, this one's very simple. It's a very simple spell card. So, honestly, I might put Miko down here with Kaneko. I think Kaneko's actually harder than Miko. Like, Miko's just not difficult. Hand Desires overall is not a very difficult game. Now we get to deal in character. Which is Shin Miyumaru. Shin Miyumaru is definitely a lot harder than some of these. I don't know if she's harder than Eren, though. I don't think she is, honestly, but, she does have a couple things that make her kind of nasty. Her non-spell cards are also kind of terrible. So this one is just, you have tiny holes, you see tiny little gaps, you need to fit through those, and avoid the green bullets. It's not a hard spell card. It's just involves being able to move quickly and precisely. Very simple, not that difficult. This one's also not super hard, but it can be very easy to just get whacked. So, she shoots out small bullets, and she will make them bigger. So your main goal here, find a spot, like where, the player is right now. I don't know who the player is right now. And just try to squeeze through, the bullet as where it's less dense. Now, as you can see, you're going to run it in spots where it's going to be more dense. There's always going to be a spot where it's going to be less dense. It's not super hard. It's honestly easy. The hardest part is dealing with the hitboxes. This one I hate. I do not understand this one. I think you have to kite the daggers around, but it moves so fast that it's really, really hard to deal with. This is the one that I struggle with the most out of all of Sim Miyamori's spell cards. Because it's just so hard to squeeze between the daggers. And remember, these knives have back hitboxes too. So, you need to make those fast daggers follow you in such a way that you bait them somewhere else and then go back our way quickly. It's basically quick streaming, which I'm not good at. And then this one is your giant. So this one could be a little bit tricky to follow the flow of. The daggers are aimed at you. The kunai or not. The kunai follow a specific pattern. You want to slowly go in the direction that it's going. And then go back our way, because it will always go like clockwise and counterclockwise. The hardest part is not getting clipped by anything. Especially with the daggers. You kind of need to like jerk the daggers in a way that you can fit in between. Otherwise, it's not really that hard of a spell card. Compared to like a previous spell card. This one, I think what you need to do is... I don't remember if you need to shoot the spot you need to go in, or if you go near it, that it becomes these bullets. I think what you need to do... Yeah, you have to shoot the orbs, and they will stop where they're at. And then you can fit in between. I think the orbs do move after you after that, though. But overall, a very simple spell card. You shouldn't really have any problems with it. The final spell card that's going to seem kind of similar is going to be kind of like Kaguya's mixed with I want to say not Kaneko. It's kind of, I think it's more similar to Kaguya's. You just have a whole bunch of bullets, you just got dogs. It's just dogs, that's all it is. The colored bullets, I think, are aimed at you. The kunai is not. I believe that's how it works. And it gets more and more dense. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Or, you know, the rainbow or colored bullets are probably just, you know, randomly aimed. More than likely. So, honestly, I still think Sim Miyamaru is easier than Kaguya. Or, excuse me. Yeah, she's easier than Kaguya, but I think she's harder than Byakuren. Is she, though? Is she? She might be Honestly, I think Byakuren's harder than Shin Miyamaru. I think Byakuren is harder than Shin Miyamaru. And this is the last one I'm doing today. We'll do extra next time. So it might be a little bit of a short stream next time. Or, you know, I might add more to this because I'll have another Touhou game beaten. We'll see. Our final boss that we're doing. And a final boss that I hate. And you'll all understand why I put her where I put her. I hate her. I don't like her. I absolutely hate fighting Junko. Junko sucks. Junko absolutely sucks. So, here's the thing. The main issue with Junko is it's a lot of tiny dodging. A lot of tiny dodging. So for this one, you need to dodge between the lasers and the bullets. It's not super difficult. I think the lasers move faster than the bullets. It's just that you have such a small gap to go between stuff. And don't get me started on her non-spell cards. Do not get me started on the non-spell cards. They are the biggest, trashiest non-spell cards in all of Touhou. I hate them with a passion. They are all bad. This one's weird in that she will shoot 3 orbs at you that will explode like these. And then she will do a triple shot like this, which the hardest part about this is figuring out where the heck the lasers are gonna be. I could never tell where the lasers are gonna be. So the best way of dealing with this, have her shoot the first one at a wall, left or right, and have her shoot it at like the bottom corner of that wall, and then try to have her shoot it at the opposite wall. And then you just have to figure out where she's going to be aiming all of this junk at, which, have fun. I hated this spell card. This one, I think, is just, you have to, like, micro-dodge. Yeah, this one, I think this is her survival spell card. Yeah, you gotta, like, it explodes with all of these, and you gotta, like, quickly find your way through, the mess towards the safe spot. It's not hard. This one's not hard. Unless you're back at, quickly finding your opening, and being back at going through tiny gaps. Otherwise, it's not super difficult. This one, just why? Just why? Just why? Just why? Why? Just why? Just why? Just why? 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 This is what becomes her non-spell card in the extra stage. And it sucks. Because it's such precise dodging that I can't deal with it, dude. I cannot deal with it. It's so precise. And it's so easy to just die. I see what you need to do here. You like, move a little to the left and right, to the left and right. I see what you need to do. I wonder if it's the same for her non-spell card. But it's so easy to just mess up because it's so tightly packed. This one's actually easy. I found this one to be like the easiest of her spell cards. Because it's like, Yeah, you got curvy lasers, but like, it's not hard. Just dodge the main laser and dodge the curvy laser. The curvy laser doesn't really curve that much. It's not that hard. You can dodge it. The easiest spell cards he has. I actually don't remember this spell card. What? What is this spell card? Guys, what is this spell card? I don't remember this one. Oh, is this one where she makes circles around? Yeah, this is one where she makes circles around you and you need to dodge in between them. Or like follow the circle, I think. I don't remember it. I honestly don't remember this spell card. And then you got this one which is just... This one's just dodge. You've seen this one with like, you've seen it with some other bosses have done this, honestly. Yuko basically did this with her second last spell card, almost. Some extra bosses love to use this pattern, so, I mean, if you've beaten some of the extra stages like Flandre or, Yukari or Ron, this should be simple. I mean, it's literally just dodge. It's literally the same thing as those, just dodge. Just dodge, bro. That's only, it's a get good card. So that is, Stage 5 and Stage 6. We will talk about the extra stages. And let me tell you, that one may not be a very long stream, but I do have a lot to say about the extra stages. I have a lot to say. And you know what I might do? I might even show the extra stages I've done. I might even show the extra stages. What do you guys think? Do you think I should show the extra stages just to show how they are? Just so you get a general idea of how bad the extra stages can be? I might do that, except I can't really do that for, Hikasia because I haven't finished her yet. Honestly, I'm wondering if Junko is really harder than Yuko. Junko might be harder. I want to put Junko at S, though. Like, the hardest of the hardest. She is probably the hardest of the final bosses right now, for me. But, like, S here is more for, like, the really dumb ones. The really, really dumb ones. And you'll even see with some of the extra bosses, there's not going to be very many S tiers. There's really not. So with that said, this is what we're looking at right now. A lot of the stage or final bosses are in A, makes sense. With a couple of the final bosses being in B because they're actually that easy. Honestly, I almost want to drop Kanako and Miko because, like, they're that easy, I feel. But I do think they're harder than those guys. It's also funny seeing how many of the Stage 5 bosses are in B. Like, half of the Stage 5 bosses are in B. Yeah, like, half of them are in B. So yeah, we're almost done. We will get the extra stages next time. So that is all for now. I will say until next time, everyone, whatever that may be. Will I do this next week? I don't know. I have not decided what I'm going to do next week. We will find out. It has been a while since I've done Yu-Gi-Oh! So, who knows? Maybe I'll go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or, you know, maybe I'll go back to Digimon or Zelda. We will find out. So, tomorrow, we will be doing the next Touhou game. Hidden Star 4 Seasons. And then after that, on Monday, we are continuing Hololive Chronicles, followed by Metal Gear Solid 5 on Tuesday. Wednesday, I don't know what we're doing on Wednesday. I am gonna have, I think it's supposed to be Dead or Alive 2, but we will find out. And then Thursday, more Hololive Chronicles. Friday, probably more Metal Gear Solid 5. And then next week, we will find out what I feel like doing. Anyways, I will see you on the flip side of the hallway. You all have a good day. And watch out for any stray Gamaku out there in the hallway. You never know when you might get hit by a giant bubble and then go platoon into a whole bunch of, P items and points. You don't want to become P items and points. Don't become like fairies. Don't be like the fairies. Until next time, everyone.